Hello, hello, and welcome to episode 11 of the TechTeenth Podcast. I'm Janita.
I'm Charles.
I'm Otis.
And we're happy to have you for another week. Guys, how we feeling? How's everybody doing?
We good. How you feeling?
You know, I guess I do always ask and never
You
tell.
will never tell.
No, it's a common thing in my life.
Yeah.
I love to ask people questions and then I just keep it pushing. I'm doing phenomenal. I cannot complain.
Good.
Staying busy, continuing to work and grow business, but it's a lot. It's a whole lot. That's for sure.
Being an entrepreneur. You know.
It is not for the weak.
To much is given, much is required.
Listen, and a lot is required. Oh, I got to tell y'all a story off air too. Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Okay.
What a
All right.
week. But anyway, I digress. All is well. So how are y'all?
I'm good. I'm waiting on my DNA test results like we talked about last
Oh,
episode.
yeah.
So hopefully I get them in the next week. So I know where I'll be traveling for my 40th to wherever motherland I'm from.
What if you find out you're like 35% like Slavic or
I might be.
something crazy?
My great grandfather was white.
Oh.
Is it a slave master?
Dang. No.
No.
I mean,
Dang.
mine was.
I mean, that was a valid. Question.
I mean, at some point, mine does go back to some.
In all my
fuckery.
39 years, I never thought about him being a slave master. I never met the man, so I don't know. He wasn't. I know he had like 30 kids that I never met.
So he was
half
a
of them.
black white dude. No, I'm
Yeah,
joking.
exactly.
I'm joking.
But yeah, he's
That's
white.
like,
So
that's like a slave master to me.
I'm hoping it's like somewhere cool, Sweden or Switzerland or something.
Maybe.
It's gonna be
never know.
Let
somewhere
us know.
whack.
Let
Watch.
us know. Keep us posted.
It's gonna be somewhere whack.
You have to let us know.
I will let y'all know.
Oh,
What about
man.
you?
How are
I'm
you?
good. I'm good.
We happen to
Been a
have
good
you
week.
for 3 weeks again now. Maybe
I
3
know,
weeks in a row.
back to back to back. I know it's busy. The break was necessary,
I feel
but
it.
I feel good though. Still feeling good.
I
Yeah.
feel it. Well, now that we're all feeling great, we really appreciate our audience. We got a lot of positive feedback, a lot of questions about episode 9. So we figured we'll come back. We got some feedback and some suggestions to hear actually beyond 8th grade and how AI is impacting, academia even further down the line. So we're here to talk a bit more about maybe some older, maybe actually getting into, they are using it to cheat. Yeah, they
Oh,
are actually using it at
1000%.
this point to do some bullshit.
Right. I'm gonna come with the stats.
Yeah,
off the
go
rip.
ahead.
So we got 72% of K-12 students and 82% of undergrads now report using AI tools for their schoolwork. So
Wow.
82% of undergrads, 72% K-12. 56% are using AI for writing, and the other 45% for just other random assignments. So like it's heavily utilized in our school age children in college and high school as well.
I mean, I for sure could see it.
High school and college for sure.
Yeah. What was that program that we used to have that would tell you like
you
what a book was?
plagiarize? Oh.
No. I'm thinking
Not Cliff
about
Notes?
is it Cliff
Cliff
Notes?
Notes.
But was there something else? Is it just Cliff Notes? Because I just remember for sure. I was like, I ain't reading all
Oh, yeah,
this.
it was Cliff Notes.
Yeah.
I'm
a
read
very shortened version.
Yep.
Something.
Yeah. And
So,
try to do a book report,
I can't even-
and half the book was not there. You couldn't write on it, talk
Uh-huh.
about it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The challenge for high school and college and beyond, though, is that as they're progressing through their, school, their college or whatever, their professors and others are just as smart as them. So professors are now using AI to grade papers,
Mm-hmm.
to grade assignments, to do peer reviews. Like they'll just dump the AI, the assignment into a generative AI and get it to analyze it for you. There's also tools out there to see if you are using AI.
I was just about to say
Right.
that.
So if you're a high school, if you're any student and you're using AI to write a report or do a project, there are other tools out there that will analyze it and say, this was created by you through AI. But they aren't accurate either.
Well,
Yeah.
but what's interesting though, they check for inaccuracies. So it's like, this is too perfect. Like there's no grammatical errors anywhere. There's no misspellings anywhere. There's no, just grammatical like uses of words and terms that are around there anywhere. So they have that. But then what's crazy in this research, because of course you start putting things in and then magically I get ads. I got an ad for a kid telling other kids how to then download an app that actually adds more human tone and error so you can bypass the common like collegiate checks.
So
it'll
use
put back
AI
in errors
to create the document or the project. Then the professor might use AI to grade it or see if you were using AI. But then there's another tool to humanize what you already got out of the AI. Oh my God!
But see, the thing about it is, if the way teachers or anybody can get around it is, if they're giving kids the same kind of question, and all these papers come back the same. Again, if you're going to put this prompt in here to help you write this paper, if you're not adding anything into it, then it's going to come back whatever is already out there. So you're going to have 10 papers that are going to sound exactly the same.
For sure.
So now you're literally sounding like a robot. So I don't think it's as easy to find those kids that are doing that and not stressing themselves using critical thinking. So I think that they'll have to really watch that what they do in the future. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's also like, that's like kind of the negative side. There's the positive side, right? They're using it for building their resumes, right? They're using it for preparing for internships, right? So there's positive uses of AI. It's not just to cheat and to get over on your professors, but it's also helping you get the output faster. Like I said in a previous episode, instead of going to Google and searching through 20 different links, you can put it into an LLM and get all the information in one prompt.
So you mentioned you kind of squeeze together a bunch of things, right? These kids using things, these AI tools in college to help them get through school. So are they actually learning anything? And then you said it's helping them write their resume. So now we're expecting to be in this workforce to where we want to hire them thinking they know something when they really don't.
Well, there's the malicious way of using it to write your resume. And then there's the way that, so say, for example,
resume aside, I'm talking about just actually learning information while you're in college before we even get to the resume.
Well, like I said in a previous episode, Einstein said, if you can look it up, no need to learn it. If you got easy access to go find the answer, there's no need to learn it.
Well, and actually, now that we're talking about it, though, I got to be honest. Outside of writing, because I feel like that's what we always come back to is like a sense of writing, whether it be email, essay, whatever. But if you're a doctor, you can't fake the funk in science. Yeah. Like, I think there are actual places where it's like, outside of writing, you still got to know some stuff. Yeah. And so it might result back to like, yeah, we might not need writing as a, quality, but you still got to take tests. You still have other things outside of essays that you still got to do in college to pass. Like, you can't rely on ChatGPT for calculus.
And if you're a lawyer, you can't rely on it to argue your case in law school.
Right. Like you can't. So I do think that it's sure for a book report, for an essay, for college essays, for a resume. But really outside of that.
I only had one class where I wrote heavily throughout the entire time I was in college. That was U.S. history. All of our tests were written out, whatever we discussed. And we had to write out in the class as much as we could about what we discussed the last 5 weeks. And that was it.
Because if you think about it, the exams are still monitored. You're not taking those at home. In a place where you can do those things. I mean, I'm sure there are some. Actually, there are because
a lot of colleges, they're allowing, you could bring your professor to law schools and things like that. So they're typing out as they go. So they could do a lot with the information and, regurgitate it.
I think that brings up a valid point. So that means as the students are more clever using their tools to their advantage, the professors need to get more clever. Like, I'm not going to assign you a book report knowing that you can just use ChatGPT. I'm going to assign something, think outside the box, right? I'm going to give you an assignment that you may be able to leverage AI for, but you really still got to do the work.
I was going to say,
even if they, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, you can, as a teacher, just revert back to like 1999. You know what I mean? Yeah. With saying like, hey, you got to write it. So if you feel like using ChatGPT, you're going to have to look at that and write it down. You're going to still put in effort that is redundant.
So I'll come in the middle here. If they're going to use ChatGPT to write their essays, write their papers, I'm fine with that. At least they're allowing themselves to expound upon information. Then have the teachers come in and have critical thinking around, okay, well, what would you change about this paper? What would you change about these thoughts? Or how would you argue whatever you wrote down in that paper? Like, that's what I would grade you on in class. Mm-hmm. Is that opposite thinking of it now? Because that's literally what AI is. Everything from negative, positive, sideways, up, down, left, right. So
yeah, I think that point is just all of our traditional ways of thinking and approaching things like as simple as assignments in college and high school are shifting.
Yep. Well, and it's interesting because as I'm like re-looking over my notes, a lot of students use it for, paper drafts, research summaries, internships. But then there's also this thing of like, there's a rising number of students that actually say they know more from AI than from their professors. And it does bring back that other thought of, if my teacher, he still could be a wonderful professor, but if they're not saying it in terms that I understand, and I do have something that allows me to like say, what is it, notebook, that it's like, hey, make it a podcast.
Notebook.
That, you know, is like, make this complex thing a podcast that is like a Real Housewives episode, and then I am able to digest it a bit better, or I'm able to understand a bit more, or make it explain all of this to me as if I was a 7-year-old, you know, like certain things that I think before you just had to basically, at least for me, things I didn't understand, I had to just commit to memorization.
Yeah.
Like I didn't necessarily understand it anymore. It was just like, all right, let me just memorize this molecule compound and I'll get it over with, you know, whatever it might be.
To your point in episode 9, a couple episodes ago, like where students were like you can use AI to personalize their own curriculum, right? So say I'm in a very complex class, AP chemistry or something, like I don't know what they're talking about, but I could go into LLM and put in the information, put in all of my book information and whatever, and it can explain it to me. Like,
or not even book information. It could just be, hey, I would like to understand
this topic.
Talk to me as if I was this age, or put it in a format that maybe is more digestible. Some people, it could be, even if you want to commit it. When I think about it, if I had AI when I was younger, I probably would use it to make a lot of things a song. Because I could always remember a song, make it a catchy song. I can memorize things so much easier. So I actually think there are a lot of interesting ways, now that we kind of busted, actually outside of writing, it's not really going to get you ahead.
No.
You know what I mean? And even in writing, you still have to, again, know the right prompts. You still have to have some original idea to give something that's pass worthy.
Right.
So it could actually be really, really helpful.
So I think we're all aligned in saying it doesn't matter. Let the kids use it in college, right? We're all saying that.
I mean, because at that point, they're adults too. It's like,
I agree. I'm just saying, as long as my point here is, as long as the data can be validated and they can speak to it, I'm good with it.
Because AI won't replace your thinking, right? It's not going to replace your thinking. It's not going to like reshape. It's going to reshape how academia is, but like you still have to use your critical thinking skills and approach it like with somewhat of your own personalized thought. Like you can't just rely on it.
Right. It's a blending of input. It's your input versus what the data that's already out there. So it's not just they're going to spit out some random solution or answer. It has to go off of something. So I put as much information I can to it from what I've already figured out. It's like, help me close these gaps.
Right.
Yeah. And I still go back in and still reconfigure those gaps.
And another approach I read about what professors are doing, they're allowing the students to use AI, but they're saying cite the source, cite the AI model you're using.
Yeah.
Like, let's be upfront about it. We know you're doing it. But you still gotta verify it and tell me what you're using it for. Mm-hmm. So I think that's an interesting approach. Like, we just got to shift our thinking on this.
Honestly, when we zoom out too, like I'm not disturbed if a kid uses a bot for a resume. Like, because
nobody cares about that.
Like, I don't know, like resume building was just annoying and it didn't necessarily say anything about my skills anyway. Like for real, of like what I can tangibly
it's not gonna get
do.
You a job.
And what I was gonna say earlier to that point, like, yes, you can use it maliciously, right? But you can use it. Say I work at Chick-fil-A, right? And I can't just say I'm a cashier at Chick-fil-A. The AI might help me reword it so that it was a customer service representative, right? Like it's the same job, but now it sounds better on your resume. You don't think customer?
I mean, it's no different.
You're a customer service representative working at Chick-fil-A.
But
you're
to be quite frank,
financial, like money, like you're doing things instead of saying I'm a cashier of Chick-fil-A.
That's no different though than if you were to hire a resume writer, and they would still do the wordsmithing.
Nobody cares about resume writing and stuff like that. I don't.
That job is obsolete.
Right.
Another job I saw that's going to be obsolete is graduate assistants in college. I mean, they use the grade papers, and now when they're used to take over the class when the professor isn't there, but for the most part, when they're grading papers, professors don't need a graduate assistant to grade papers.
Grad assistants are there for helping tutoring too, though.
Yeah, but I'm specifically saying that's one part of it. Like, yes, well, now you're a part-time graduate assistant because all I need you for is to tutor and be in class when I can't be there, not to grade papers. Oh, I definitely would use you wouldn't use AI to grade papers to save a couple of $1,000s that could go back into another.
I look at back when I was in grad school. I was a research assistant and a teaching assistant. It's more so just in helping grading papers. It's a lot of that's funding for those kids to help whatever research that professor has going on too. So a lot of these institutions are land grant institutions. So it's not more than just grading paper. They do a whole lot more than that, though.
That's not my point. My point is that a specific task can be outsourced to AI. I'm not saying it's going to completely
say grading papers again.
What's the difference between that and Scantron, though?
Exactly, they're already putting stuff in the computer. All this stuff is being submitted online anyway.
But then someone has to actually look at it and check it off.
If it's being submitted online.
We had this in college, bro.
What tool is grading papers?
What do you mean?
What tool is looking at a paper and saying they're doing exactly what I want?
No one's
what I'm saying is
tests like that.
On papers, exactly.
No one's writing papers in college?
No one. You said taking
I didn't say
tests.
tests. Y'all said Scantron. I never said Scantrons.
You just said grading.
I said grading assignments.
So let's so there's different aspects of it. To your point, yes, there's a aspect of grading papers as far as once you write out, but also fill in the blank or just fill in the bubble. That still exists.
But that wasn't my point.
And also too, but kids are taking tests in their computers though. Like my son in elementary, middle school, they've been on computers for a very long time.
All those things were my point. I literally said grading assignments.
Right, but we're saying if all the assignments are online.
That's a whole other thing.
No, we're saying if all the assignments are online. So if
I'm writing my paper online, that doesn't mean that there's an online application that the professor is using to grade that paper. That's my point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Using a tool to grade a test or a Scantron, yes, we've had that our whole life.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to say. Okay.
Got him.
I guess.
Okay. Push a boat. But yeah, so so again, I guess here we talk about academic integrity, right? So we're found as long as the kids have critical thinking, they can elaborate upon it, they can defend it, respond to it, actually learning it, because they have to apply it to real world things as well, right? So again, jumping outside of the resume and over that piece, now do they have the actual skills and knowledge to actually go into the workforce, whatever that's going to be in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So again, they can shortcut all they want to, but again, whatever tools that company's using is like I learned a lot in engineering from an undergrad and a master's standpoint. I would throw away all that. Honestly, I didn't need it because my companies taught me what I need to do to be successful in that job.
But to that point, they're now teaching you how to use these AI tools because that is what's going to be used in the workforce.
So what I'm saying college is really going to be questionable.
I mean, college is already questionable.
Yeah,
just off the strength of how much easier it is to be an entrepreneur nowadays too, like than before, because you have so many more tools, you have so many more like avenues and things that you can be knowledgeable about, that I think it, in my opinion, is easier to start something than it would have been before.
So I'm smiling so big on this one because I've been waiting for this topic.
Here we go.
Yeah. No, I do agree with you. It is so easy to be an entrepreneur. What kind of entrepreneur?
Wait, what?
What kind of entrepreneur?
Like,
so let me finish.
In the sense of it's easier to start a company.
Okay,
not necessarily.
Let me easy.
Yes.
Well, it depends. So again, this is what I say. Like, and I say this is for the kids and the young ones coming up because we talked about it earlier in another episode where we're not growing up anymore to be athletes. We're going to be YouTube stars and streamers, right? So again, kids, all money is not good money. I see a lot of these famous YouTubers. So when they turn 18, they're going to OnlyFans because they don't know any other way to make money.
Yeah.
So this is way, again, you're an entrepreneur, all right? You're making money being online, being at home, doing whatever, but there's a lack of skills that are happening now. Again, you can make all the money, but again, like, what is that really leading you to? And also, too, there's a cap on that as well. So whatever money you do make, good money, bad money, just make sure you have some type of foundation investments to set it up because it won't last forever.
Well, see, and I think I was thinking of entrepreneurship not as a YouTuber, but like for me, starting my company, I had the tools to easily go ahead and get my LLC, where maybe 20 years ago, I had to go somewhere. I may have had to wait in a line. I may have had to file something and wait for mail to come back, for me to know that it was done. I don't have to have... I have automations in my own CRM. So if somebody sends me an email for a specific function, it'll go ahead and give them what they need because I already have the automation set up where I might have needed to hire 1 or 2 people by now and I don't have to hire them. So I mean, more in that lane of like, it's easier to do things as an entrepreneur because I don't have to have capital to be able to hire an assistant or to be able to hire an intern to help me do certain things. I can spend $100 for a year and have tools that help me do it because of where we are in technology. So I think it's more of that.
But you also had a foundational knowledge of what all that took too, though. Even though you're still learning a lot, you had a good foundation of what it took to run a company or a business before you step into the entrepreneurial world. We're going to have, again, a generation coming from high school to college that are not working, and they're going to go straight to trying to be an entrepreneur. So again, it's easier to become one, but is it going to be, I think it's going to be just as hard to stay in place.
Yeah.
So again,
but I don't think that's any different than if you go into the working world, you think you know shit and then you realize you don't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, and I would also argue, I understood how business functioned, but I did not know how it would function for myself.
Right.
Like, I think you still have to just experience things.
I think we will have a wave of more entrepreneurship due to the fact that there aren't the same jobs that are available today won't be available tomorrow due to AI enhancement, like integration. So they're going to have to find another way to do it. I can give you free game right now. Use the AI to start your business or start a business. Meaning, I have friends who come to me with business ideas and they're like, I don't know where to start. I literally go into ChatGPT and build it out for them and then give it to them for free. But you could charge somebody for that. You can help somebody start their business by leveraging AI to give you the information to give to them without even knowing it. Right.
I mean, and at the end of the day, there are still a lot of people who don't know the tools out there. And you can, I mean, there are people who are like, I'll build a website for you. And they just use a platform. They still have to have some skills to like refine it, but it can still be like, I'll make a website for you. No problem. I can do it in record time. And they use tools to help them. No, not Fiverr, but like you can use
like an AI
tool to build the website. And then there might be some coding they need, but shoot, I went back to school to understand that. And you know what they told me? Look it up on Reddit. The answer will be on the internet. Like if ever you get stuck in code, you just kind of need to know the basics. But somebody's written the solve for what you got online. Once I realized that.
Yeah, so I've never really been, I haven't been an advocate of learning coding for some years now because I saw the silver lining probably about 7-8 years ago. And I working for companies and certain customers where that was their, again, like you say, that was their company, that was their business model to have this open source code that people can kind of come in there. Developers, we think, again, developers are smart. Yes, they are. But they also have tools they can go to and learn, like you say, pull this code and go finish their work. So it's like, if that's already there, what's coming later? And I'm like, it's not worth it.
Yeah. And I read to that point, right? I read two different things. One, there's a coalition of CEOs. I think it's like 200 CEOs all over the world. They're urging to make AI required for computer science graduates, like a mandatory requirement. And then Microsoft announced they got this $4 billion investment to upskill 20 million individuals in AI. So like companies are trying to help. Like I didn't even know those resources were available to even tell folks, hey, go sign up for this Microsoft thing that's free and they'll train you. So that plays on the point of like, is college going to be needed? Get a certification. You can get a certification in AI without going to college.
You got LinkedIn Learning for that.
You can go to LinkedIn Learning.
You definitely can.
I got 14 websites you can get right now, free AI certifications. So like, are colleges going? I don't think they'll ever be obsolete, but like
it's too much money.
But it's still so new as far as saying what's being certified, what people are really learning. I think it's still too junior to say what you're certified in because things are popping up every single day.
Yeah, like prompt engineering is a certification now.
Right, exactly.
Prompt engineering, and that wasn't even a word.
We're such in the beginning stages right now, so it's like, the refrigerator was made, right? But Coca-Cola made way more money out the refrigerator than the refrigerators did. They find a way to do their product. So again, the next step, we're getting the foundation. We have no idea what's coming next. No clue.
But what's interesting too in this like college, we talked about it before, but it's like also I'm curious how how many degrees or like places like let's say a Georgia Tech, like where are they shifting and how do they find value where maybe before they had a whole bunch of people coming in to be software engineers, where literally a couple weeks ago, I ran across a video of Mark Benioff, who's the CEO of Salesforce, saying basically like they currently have 40 to 50% of their coding being done by AI currently. And he's trying to get it to where it's like, we shouldn't need junior developers at all.
Right.
And maybe we don't need senior developers, which then just begs the question, well, how does a junior developer even get to be a senior developer at some point? And it was interesting because the interviewer was like, well, what happens if AI takes over your role? He's like, great, then I can focus on something different. And so it's just interesting too, the way that people are looking at it is like, nah, then that means I don't have to do these tedious tasks that I don't want to do. I can start doing the things that will actually, grow the company more. But back to the college pipeline, it's just so interesting. Some people who may have started, wanting to do these things that were super lucrative when we were, growing up. Like, if you want to really make it big, do this, and it's like, those are some of the first things that seem to be going. Yeah. And so I'm very curious to see how that does develop in the college landscape.
College students and above are going to have to start asking themselves a very important question. It's essentially like, if AI can write the code, if it can build the app, if it can write the thesis, what value do I bring? Like, where's my value add? And once you determine that, that's the path you should take.
1,000%.
Yeah, I got my answer, but I don't want to give it to the rest of the world. So not
you tell us offline?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, man. It's an interesting shift for sure.
On both sides, the educator side and the student side, like, both are trying to figure out how they're going to navigate this new world and this new landscape. Because we're like the world of the unknown unknowns. Yeah. Like, we know some stuff, but there's a lot of unknown unknowns right now with AI and robotics and technology evolution.
And they're chasing it, and these companies are getting bigger, and they're gonna again, every company's out here to make money, so they have to push it more and more and more onto us. So yeah, they're gonna make it to where these computers, they're gonna start again creating they're gonna start giving us prompts at some point. At what point do we become the machines? I know it's kind of dystopian, Terminator type talk, but at some point we're going to be very similar, doing the same things and very monotonous.
I hope it ain't in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Please be.
I don't need. I hope it's after my daughter's lifetime. I don't want to be in somebody's lifetime. I don't know.
Can it be in the 2200s?
Right? Like, I'm not ready for all that. That's for sure.
2256. Yeah.
Oh man, so crazy. Well,
so any takeaways? Last thoughts before we close out?
I mean, just as we all know, the landscape of AI in general continues to evolve. And I think across this topic, there's one thing that I think, at least for me, we can always lean on, which is equip yourself for what's coming. Don't run. I say it almost every episode. Don't run. Equip yourself, become knowledgeable, because it's staying. There's nothing we can do. So figure out how to best use it and leverage it for the people in your life, so they can use it. Yeah. What do y'all think?
I go back to my few minutes ago, like, just thinking about what value you bring to the table, right? You know that there's this AI tools and technologies that can do what you used to be able to do, or what you were going to be hired to do. Now you got to start looking within and determining what value add am I bringing to the company or to the table. And once you figure that out, then you can move forward.
Yeah. An old story is, go to college to learn something that's going to make you money. The passions can be taught online or at home at this point. So just be mindful of what you're actually want to go study, what you want to do in life, and just, again, like you say, you got to add value to yourself and add value to others around you. And it'll always be a place for you in this world.
1,000%.
All right. Well, with that, we will see y'all next week.
All right.
Y'all
bye,
take
everybody.
care. See y'all. Peace.